A little stream from out of nowhere. Hopefully, this is all working out and I'm not going to have to worry about fighting this stupid computer and the stupid internet today. We'll see. You know, in hindsight, I have no idea why I'm doing this. Just kidding, I know exactly why. Oh, shoot. What do we have there? We have Emma? What's up, Emma? It's good to see you. Doing the hello, hello. And hello to you too. Oh man, looks like it's just you and me today. Or at least that's what I've noticed on the chat view here. Oop. Gonna roll on over to my working desk here. I now have to figure out what the heck I'm gonna build because that's kind of the thing. I just kind of came in here spur of the moment. I really had no idea or thought as to what I was going to build. And just chilling. Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad you're chilling. Actually, let me see if I should. You know, in hindsight, I keep forgetting that most of the time I do share this stream where I need to. So what I'm going to do is just put it out there really quick because, man, I can't believe I forgot that. Let me get this all contemplated and completed here. And then I will hop to whatever it is I need to hop to, really. Because I still have no idea what I'm going to be building today. Let's see. Copy. Take it to Twitter. There we go. That's better. That's better. Oh, shoot. We have more folks in already? What? No, we have a couple. Hold on. I gotta pay attention to the actual... Ah, there we are. I see Emma, Kells... Wait, Kells? Kells, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be, like, sleeping or something? I don't freaking know what you people from the UK do. Also, it seems like my stream is acting a bit funky on my phone. Let me mess around with this before I actually get to work proper. But what are you guys up to? What have you been up to? Hopefully nothing too crazy or like nuts on the internet. Although, in fairness, I think we're all used to seeing that now. All right. So, I'm at a bit of a conundrum. Obviously, I want to build something. God, do I want to build something. That's why we've started the stream. But I'm at a loss of what to build. You see, as you all know, I've already have the perfect grade under my desk here. It's just a matter of tearing the box open and getting to work. The other option that I've started considering is that in the background I've been working on something I call Project Archon. That is to say, obviously, I'm only going to start with this one because it's the easiest, and that is I'm going to make a kit bash of a kit based on name and sort of affiliation to a character from Genshin Impact. Obviously, starting with Venti. So, I'm trying to determine, do I want to do the perfect grade, or do I want to do a little bit of work on Project Archon? In which case, we're just going to work on Venti, a sort of Gundam of Venti. Let's see what's going on there. Nope, it's only gone 4 p.m. I'm good. Gonna be working on my map in a bit. How about you guys? Oh, you're gonna be doing your map? That sounds cool. Just got the flu, sadly, but finished doing ERT yesterday, so now I just rest. Ah, that's good to hear, Emma. I'm sorry that you're sick, though. Everyone's getting sick lately. What the hell? It's summer, man. Laying in bed with your crab. Ah, yes. Now, when you say crab, you mean... You are talking about Mackenzie. You're not talking about... Well, no. Obviously, you're talking about Mackenzie. Good crab. A very good crab. Thing is, if I can't decide, I'm probably just going to keep working on Archon real quick. And you know what? That's not a bad idea. So let me go grab the boxes from beneath me real quick here. Okay. So, to give you guys an idea of what we've got, I need to find a way to combine this, which I believe I have them pretty much all finished. Yep, aside from stickers. I have to find a way to combine this with... Oh, goodness, if I can just pull the box up. I have to combine that with what is to be the Strike Freedom Gundam. Now, the reason for the Strike Freedom is because of its designation, X-20A. There is a screen cap of this mobile suit in action that reads on its little red spot. It's not going to be on this kit because that printing would be small, but there is a screen cap of a zoom in of the Gundam's head that reads Venti. So I figure Venti, meaning also 20, therefore Strike Freedom, therefore mixing it with this guy. Why this guy? This guy is called Barbatos. So if you know your Genshin Impact stuff, Barbatos and Venti are one and the same. They are the same character. So I have to find a way to combine this with this and create something different. And I have one other thing to add to it that I'll probably save for towards the end once we finish, like, putting them together, because I realize that despite my desires, there's a good possibility that the parts may not be 100% compatible, and constructing them the two, putting them side by side, and then picking and choosing the parts as we go can probably help in determining how we approach this moving forward. So, let's see what we can accomplish. I've already gotten to work on some of it because I didn't want to be in pain, so we've gotten the guns constructed, the wing backpack unit constructed. Oh, goodness. And now I just have to finish making, well, the rest of the body. Now let's see what we got in the chat here. Dem legs do be cool. They're actually a lot better close up, obviously, because the camera is kind of like way up there. I didn't want the camera to be super zoomed in, because I noticed that when I do that, that's a little awkward. Let's see. Gundam. Yes, Max. Oh, goodness. Looks like we got the T-Squad all together, which is always good, always good. So let's see if we can't get a head start on this then. I'm going to try to build the rest of the Strike Freedom, and then we're going to pick and choose the parts so that we can create what I hope to consider Gundam Venti, which that's what I'm hoping for, by mixing the Barbatos with the Strike Freedom. I've actually been learning a little bit about, like, Genshin lore as well, which is weird because I don't really play the game. It's not that I don't want to play the game. I do. It's just I keep getting stuck. I think I've made a total of 2 different accounts. Well, no, it keeps on auto-generating me an account for some odd reason. I don't know really why, but thankfully I haven't dropped money into it. Otherwise, I would actually be upset. But, like, I'm trying to figure out how to play the game, and I keep sucking. So, if there's something that I'm missing that I hope you guys can tell me about Genshin, you know, I'm more than welcoming to the idea of hearing it. Oh, and there goes Max. Jesus Christ! I just heard the notification. I actually saw it in the chat before I heard the notification. I haven't played Genshin in a while. That's the thing. I've seen so many people still playing Genshin. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that even though it's a free-to-play game, it has a lot of content. Like, I can't think of another game like Genshin that has so much content going for it and be so dense with it. It's so good. It's good. Like, I don't think I have too much to complain about in that regard, but, you know, obviously, I haven't sat down and played the game either in quite some time because I keep on getting stuck in progression. So keep that in mind, that I am just awful. Okay. we'll go over like the design of the Barbatos after I've constructed the Strike Freedom, which shouldn't take all that long. The runner count is actually surprisingly low, and so is the part count, obviously. So let's see where this goes. Let's see where this goes. It would probably help if I actually cracked open the book. Duh, Vincent. You know, crack open the book, do a bit of reading, and then we can go forward with the construction of this kit. So, let's have a look-see. Oh, come on now. Okay, this I keep forgetting just... Jesus, yeah, this is going to be big. Well, the kit itself isn't going to be big. It's more so just... There's so many steps that I have to consider. It's not a booklet. It's more like a pamphlet, so fold out, unfortunately. Okay. Same, I haven't touched Genshin in ages. Also, Maxi, you sweet man. Yeah. Pixel and Sela want to train me on Genshin. So, that's the thing. Like, again, from what I understand, at least from the little bits and pieces I've seen, because I haven't, like, digested this content nearly as much as Sela, Pixel, and, who else? Who else do I see that I know plays Genshin? Doremi's Melody from over on Sonic Song. You know, the mod there. She is really cool, and I love her art to death. But she's also a hardcore Genshin fan. Like, she knows some stuff. I wish I knew even a fraction of what she knows. So that's why I'm, like, receptive to learning a little bit more. Like, if I knew more, maybe I could even understand the context of the characters that go on in there. Because the only thing I know about Venti is that he's an Archon, that he looks adorable, apparently engages in a little bit of drinking, is a free spirit to a fault, and that's honestly about it. Aside from that, I do know that, like, he's apparently way more than what he seems, but that seems to be a common theme that I'm noticing with characters in the story, is that they end up being way more than what they seem. Which I'm not going to complain about. That's actually pretty wicked. Also, side note, if you haven't noticed, the polycaps are a golden color. And I think the reason, if I'm looking at these images correctly, is that the inner frame, or inner frame, of this kit is meant to be a gold color. So the polycaps are gold, the joints are gold. It's not real gold, obviously. It's like injection. I don't know how it's going to affect the polycap, though, because I'm used to these polycaps being a little bit softer. These are a little bit more rigid, so they might actually have a bit more friction to it. We're about to find out as we move forward. We'll see. We'll see. He's a bard, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so he's a bard. Now, are we saying bard in the typical D&D sense of bard, or are we saying bard in the sense of, like, you know, they tell tales and share stories with people who ask while being musical and poetic? Because that's the usual bard that I think of, not the D&D style. The D&D style of bard is like a little bit different. Well, I guess in hindsight, from the little bit that I have played of Genshin, it did seem that they follow some conventions of, like, other fantasy-based games. So, you know, maybe it is pretty damn close to it. Maybe. All right. Is it like that? Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, this blue section, I'm assuming it's part of the chest. And 2 polycaps. Okay. It's actually a lot harder to read because of this weird gold coloring and the lighting in my room right now. You probably don't notice it because the lighting on the stream looks pretty damn decent. That's why I kind of like this camera, this webcam that I've been using. It's really good with correcting of lighting, but god damn. It's actually quite dark in my own room. There we go. That's in. That's in. And now I need a... From A1, A26. Okay. Oh. So far, so good. So far, so simple. I think we'll be able to get this little guy finished, and then I can sort of figure out what pieces we're going to take and what pieces we're going to keep. And depending on how it goes, we may have to make a couple of edits to the outer armor as a whole to make this work. So let's see. And we slide that on. No clicks here because of the polycap, but it does look good. Maybe even signs of an ab crunch. That's a bit tight, and I'm a little bit nervous about that because I don't want to force that if I can help it. Okay, and then this goes in here. There we go. This one might have... Yep, there's the ab crunch. Okay, this one's a bit unusual. I'm used to the ab crunch connecting between, like, the pieces that connect the upper torso and the bottom of the torso. But this, in theory, based on the way it looks, affords a greater ab crunch as a whole because of 3 active ball joints. So that is very good engineering. This, bear in mind, this is a much older kit. It actually came out in 2016. So the engineering on this kit is a little bit different, but it's also what they consider a revive kit. So it's actually a remold of a previously existing kit that, you know, apparently required an update. So keep that in mind. Let's see what we got here. I'd say more the storyteller in the musical way. Fair, fair. The darkness feeds. Oh, shoot. Wanted to stop by for a bit and vibe. Oh, that's good to hear, Emma. I hear that school's almost out for a lot of folks, so it looks like you'll be having some freedom. I hope. If by greater you mean 1 to 2 mm. I don't know what you're talking about there, Bob the Builder. Then again, I can't even remember half the stuff that comes out of my mouth because I'm talking between Gundam, model kits, which I guess kind of go hand in hand at this point, and I'm also kind of going back and forth with like some Genshin Impact stuff. So bear in mind, if you only say like a single statement and without context, I will have no clue about what you're talking about because my topics are just going to kind of go flying by. There we go. Tomorrow will be my last day, so yay. Ah, that's good. See, I knew the school was ending for a few folks. Here in Florida, I think it technically ended yesterday for a lot of students. So I know that we're going to have a lot of screaming kids. I just actually found out at work. So I think I've alluded to this in previous streams, that my streaming schedule, and therefore the OVAS streaming schedule, is going to be slightly strenuous. There's a good possibility that D&D may be difficult to perform due to the fact that, well, for lack of a better way of putting it, my my schedule is being a tad... There is no a tad here. It's just flat out being changed. I'm going through a schedule change for the month of June, and I found out the reason why. The reason why they want to change my schedule? Oh, it's quite simple, actually. We have a bunch of people coming in from I have no idea where and occupying 2 buildings. Now, 2 buildings have about 15 rooms. I say rooms, so we'll call them units, I should say. We have 15 units. That is to say that each unit can house anywhere between maybe at a minimum maximum 1 person to maybe 5. And that's if you're using the that's if a big if you are using the fold-out mattress and maybe sleeping on the floor. Maybe you could fit 7. Who knows? But we're having about 70 people come in and occupying 2 buildings. Both buildings have 3 floors with 5 units on each floor. We are going to be busy for the month of June. Now, I was told that the reason why I would be working the night shift in June was because, oh, well, you see, we got to train this guy who has been working the night shift. He keeps calling in the middle of the night because he doesn't know what he's doing, blah, blah, blah. That's what I was told, and that's the impression that I've received, and stuff like that. Turns out, that was me, connecting the dots. Turns out we have a bunch of people showing up, and they just didn't want to put the new guy to deal with a whole shitload of people. So here's me thinking that, it's just going to be training. I'm not going to be there for very long. But in reality, there's a good possibility that, for all I know, I'm probably going to be screwed over and stuck working night shift depending on my performance in June. Luckily for me, June is when I receive my evaluation. June is when I'm going to receive whether or not I get a raise. Considering I've received 5-star ratings on helpfulness from all the guests that I've worked with, I think I am safe in saying that my raise is secure. But if they're going to put me permanently on night shift, I better see that goddamn raise. I will not work for anything less than, well, $1 more, maybe $2 more. Doesn't sound like a whole lot on the surface, but when you know how much I'm making right now at that job, you'll understand why I want to make a little bit more for the bullshit that I have to put up with. Oh, dear. And now I'm being a little bit cocky and obnoxious, so I think I'm going to tone it down a smidge there. There we go. E1. That's what I was looking for. E1. Okay, I'm definitely liking this. This looks like a central beam? Okay. It's a beam emitter, it looks like. Or maybe it's a shield generator? It goes over the cockpit, which is a little unusual, so I'm not sure how to feel about that. Or unless it doesn't serve any true practical purpose whatsoever. I'm about to find out, though. Hopefully, maybe, possibly. Who knows? But yeah, long story short, a lot of bullshit going on at work. I'm not exactly happy about it. And depending on how it goes, I might be stuck. And I don't like that. That's a lot. Vusha vusha good vibes. I know your pain, Vince. I'm on summer break for college. However, one of my employers decided to take a vacation for a month, so my schedule completely changed, so I'm working extra until they come back. Positive note, more money. Sadly, stream schedule is poopy. See, exactly, and that's kind of the part that sucks about the whole thing. Like, the stream schedule sucks. Because I was getting into a rhythm where it's like, oh, sweet, I can stream during the day. And after my last few streams, it seemed that the later the day that I start a stream, it seems the better the performance. Obviously, I'm not, like, looking for a better performance, but it is something that obviously will help these streams grow so that I can maybe turn this into a secondary form of income. So that I can, like, do something that I can enjoy as a hobby, share that hobby, and have a good time. The problem now is that obviously I'm not going to be able to do it because, well, insert job, changing my schedule again. Like, I was enjoying the day shift. Granted, the split shift that I'm doing now can be a bit stressful, where I'm working, like, a few days and then, like, 2 nights. It's a little stressful, but it's manageable stress. So I never really complained about it much. But now it seems that apparently God has other plans. I can't even say God has other plans at this point. This one is all my manager. He decided to just say, fuck all that. And now I'm on night shift. Which, again, I can forgive, but I hate the inconsistency. Change is going to happen, but it has not happened to the other guys. My coworkers have remained the same exact type of shift since the day they got hired. Me, I have gone from working in days because training, perfectly logical, to night, also perfectly logical. That's basically what I signed up for. And then when things had to change again, I was like, okay, I can make this work, to, oh, well, I'm streaming, or not streaming, but now my days are completely different. Like it was, I think Monday and Tuesday were my Saturdays and Sundays for a long time, which I made work for D&D. I made it work, God knows I did. But it became annoying when I had to try to balance like the D&D and streaming life with everything else. It just started to not make sense. I was not happy, not happy at all. Still not happy to an extent, really. But again, it was manageable. Now I'm on a day shift. Well, kind of. I'm on 3 day shifts and 2 night shifts. And the thankful part that I have is that my night shifts have been fairly dead. But a lot of that has to do with timing. This isn't... Right now, we're in the season where we're in a lull. Summer is really, like, not picking up until, obviously, this weekend and next week. That's when we're going to be seeing a lot of change. We're going to see, like, busier season. We're going to see a lot of people coming in from all across the world. I'm going to run into people who I probably won't be able to understand on a linguistic level. And I've had to explain already to several people, do you guys sell any lighters? Do you guys sell any lighters? And it's like, I'm sorry, my man, we don't. Why not? Well, this is a non-smoking resort. Well, I didn't want to smoke. I just needed a lighter for the grill. I understand that, sir, but we don't sell the lighters because this is a non-smoking resort. And the most common use for a lighter out here is to smoke. Well, if this is a non-smoking resort, how come the other parts of this resort, they have ashtrays and they smoke and this and that? Well, that's the other half of the property. You see, this is a duly owned property. Well, that seems like a stupid concept. Sir, I just work here. I got nothing about like what's run here and how things operate. I literally just filled out an application and signed up for this job because it pays well, and on top of that, I can now avoid, thankfully, people who smoke. If you bring cigarettes in here, all you're doing is making my life miserable. Why is that making your life miserable? I have asthma. I've had to explain to so many people that, you know, just because you have the right to smoke doesn't mean that you should in a place that very clearly states, do not fucking smoke. The bee is displeased. I am very. Sir, I'm just an employee. Sir, this is a Wendy's? I ain't the owner. I can't change it. Exactly. That's the point I was making. Oh, man. I just realized I ran into a snag here. So, my original plan was to... I'm sorry, Barbie. My original plan was to be able to put this body, which, now that I'm looking at it, is a little bit odd, but it would have worked, was to put this body on this waist unit. But upon further inspection, the arms are about... The torso is about the same width and length, but this is connected by a ball joint that goes into this here socket, which works for this model, but it doesn't work if I'm trying to kit bash this guy with that guy. Meaning there's a good possibility that if I want this kit bash to work, that I may have to just start stealing tiny pieces from, like, the waist unit here. So I'm either going to have to accept that this could not work, or I'm going to have to use more parts from the Freedom, specifically the torso and waist, before I also use this. Luckily, the arms are still viable, I believe. Let me actually check that, because I want to see if it's possible. Oh? Okay, okay, I don't like how the arm sticks out so far, but I know why they stick out that far. And that was like a design choice because of the way that the chest unit was built. And I kind of dig this. Hold on. I want to see. Can I just borrow your head? Oh, Christ. I didn't want your neck. I didn't want your neck. We're just going to pop you off. I just want to see if it's possible. Okay. I'm kind of digging that, actually. Let me disassemble slightly. There we go. Okay, Project Archon may still be on. I'm gonna have to take apart the arms here, though, because as you can see, the polycap is gold, so I'm going to have to paint, like, these gray segments along the arm a nice gold color, and probably do the same thing for the hands. Or I could keep the hands that come from the Strike Freedom. We'll see how compatible this is, but I like how that looks, even if right now it seems that Venti is a jacked basketball player based on this, because I will admit that in this arms section here, the arms are meant to go lower so that the shoulder pads meet like middle to the head. Worst case scenario, I may have to scrap that as well. We'll see. We'll see. But I kind of like that. It's got a nice proportion, and it's got like a very heroic figure, especially for the character we're trying to emulate through Gundam. So I kind of like this. We're going to keep that. I'm still going to build the rest of the kit, but I just wanted to see how that was going to look in relation and in comparison. Just add a ball to Strike. And that's probably what I'm going to have to do. The Strike Freedom, I'm probably going to have to add a ball. But it looks like there are other segments that I have to consider before I do that. So before I get into that nonsense, we will still construct the rest of the kit, or at least pieces of it, and then we can figure out from there what else I need to do. Obviously, even if I'm not going to be using the head, there is no sense in wasting parts. Plus, I can always take it apart later. So we're going to construct the head, which, Christ, those are small pieces. Those are very small pieces. I know I chose this life when I started working on high grades, but God. High grades are just more accessible. I can't even find most master grades nowadays. If I try to find a master grade right now, all I'm going to find is misery and pain. And I'm already done with misery and pain. Like, let me give you an example, fellas. So I started going into, like, USA Gundam store one day. Just wanted to see what they had in stock. No commitments. I had no intention of buying anything. I just wanted to see what I could get my hands on. And I saw my old favorite Gundam. I say favorite because I hadn't built it yet, and I've been wanting to build it, and that was the Eclipse Gundam. And I thought, man, that looks great. It's probably still on pre-order, I wouldn't doubt it. This kit has been on pre-order hell for what feels like years now for most stores, because they sell out virtually every other place. If I go to newtype.us, sold out. Why did it sell out so quickly? Because it was a very demandable kit during the pandemic, just like the High New Gundam. But then a miracle occurred, and I almost cried, because it's like, that's not fair. Turns out the Eclipse Gundam is available. I can actually, right now, go to USA Gundam Store and get my hands on the Master Grade Eclipse Gundam. I could probably get two of them, so that way I have one in vehicle mode and the other one in robot mode. And it looks great. I'm tempted. I want it. But I don't have the funds for it yet. So, obviously, I'm waiting. However, as a man at a convention once told me, if I wait long enough, it will not be there by the time I'm actually ready to get it. And he's right. It was the same thing that happened with that Perfect Grade that I bought at the convention. Bought the Perfect Grade Unleashed Gundam. Got it. And someone was already thinking about buying it while I already knew I was going to buy it. And it was gone by the time that gentleman came back. Because that's just how the market works. So, as awful as it sounds, it's like, he's right. I hate that he's right. He's got a point. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I just realized I screwed up with the sticker there. I sure did. So right now, I'm kind of at a conundrum. I wants it. I needs it in my life. But I'm also not going to, like, destroy my wallet more than I already have on, like, something that, at the end of the day, I'm probably going to be able to get later, just I got to wait a lot longer. Like, the Eclipse Gundam came out a while ago. It doesn't feel like that long, but I still remember living at my parents' place when the Gundam itself was announced, and on the day that I was ready to buy it, it sold out in seconds. Gone. The pre-orders were gone. People who got their hands on it before I did, obviously did, like Mekigai Kotsu. It's a 2021 release. Yeah, I was living with my parents. It feels like so long ago. Time moves a little bit slow for me there, bud. I just want to get my hands on it, but I know that it's not going to be something that I can do. Still, it's not like I don't have any kits that I can't build. I got the Perfect Grade Unleashed. I have Beelzemon currently in my backlog, so stay tuned for a Digimon stream. That's going to be exciting, at least to me. Although I probably, in hindsight, should have also gotten Magnamon, so that I can kind of complete a sort of Royal Knights Digimon collection. Because that would be wicked. That would be absolutely wizard. But I also don't have... I don't have Omegamon yet. August release, I think. Dude, that is a long time ago. Considering that I've been working at a resort with, like, a dead-ass expression on my face for nearly a year now, and living with my parents up until about... You say August release? No, that can't be right. Because Mekigai Kotsu... Well, actually, again, a lot of these people, they end up getting their copies early somehow, which bothers me immensely, but I guess that's what I also get for relying too much on Big Bad Toy Store. I shouldn't complain too hard on Big Bad Toy Store because I don't know if in the future they might end up one day becoming, like, my biggest ally. But for now, I'm dunking on them purely because they do legitimately annoy me. Why? Well, to put it simply, every time I pre-order something from Big Bad Toy Store, I will have a 50-50 chance on actually getting the product I want. So, here's a big example. I pre-ordered the, and I know I shouldn't have done it this way. People keep telling me if I'm going to do it, just get it directly from Premium Bandai. And they are correct to an extent, but this is how my inconsistency just keeps on getting me so fucking pissed. And that is, I ordered the Metal Build Astrea Type X. That is basically a pre-built Gundam with a metal inner frame. This piece is going to drive me up a wall. Maybe I should just say fuck this head. I wanted to get my hands on a Metal Build Astrea Type X. Beautiful looking figure. Looked forward to unboxing it and putting it on my shelf for display, for the world to look at it and be like, yep, that's a sexy Gundam right there. A dark goddess, if ever there was one to exist. I wanted it. I wanted it badly. And I held on to that pre-order. And that release date kept on shifting. And shifting. And shifting. Until I finally just said, okay, you know what? Obviously, I'm not going to get my hands on it, so I'll cancel my pre-order. Are you sure? You already dropped the deposit. The deposit's non-refundable. I understand that. but the release date has been moved, and there are currently people around the world who have their goddamn copy of the Astrea, and I haven't gotten mine. And you're pissing me off greatly. Okay, fine. We'll cancel your pre-order. Thank you for that. And then, of course, because I think God must hate me in another dimension. I don't know what I did wrong in another life, but apparently whatever I did was egregious enough that it warranted this. The very next day, I find out, hey, it just released. What? Yeah, Big Bad Toy Store. It released it the very next day. I screamed in my room while Schnun was, like, at work at the time because I just wanted to die. I was just so pissed. And then the same thing happened when I ordered this time I followed the rules. I went to Premium Bandai for this one because 1, cheaper, and 2, it would come directly to me. No issues. I ordered from Premium Bandai the Metal Robot Spirit Hazel Custom. I wanted it. It looked cool. I'm a huge fan of Advance of Zeta on an aesthetic level, not necessarily the history, because I do need to educate myself on their history. But when I ordered the custom, as you can very well guess, everyone was getting their copy. I hadn't received mine. And I was like, okay, Premium Bandai, you're going in a similar direction right now to Big Bad Toy Store, and I don't know why. I pre-ordered it. I paid in full. There are people who are literally across the street from me who have this Gundam, and I don't. What am I doing wrong here? And instead of giving me a response, they canceled my pre-order. That's 2 for 2. Eventually, I got so angry that it's like, you know what? I'll pay your filthy fucking, like, scalped American prices. I went to Toy Arena, my last resort, my final bastion, if you will, of, like, purchasing figures, and got my hands on the Hazel Custom. You have any idea how sad it is that I can get a goddamn Hazel Custom or a Metal Robot Spirits fucking Barbatos Lupus cheaper at Toy Arena and an Amazon of all fucking places than I would if I went to these other locations that are apparently designed specifically for collectible items? It's embarrassing. It's infuriating. I get angry constantly because of it, because I have to mold, seethe, cope, and deal with the fact that no matter what I did, I was apparently wrong. And I don't know why. So 2021 was a bad year for you. It's all about when you do a pre-order. Bruh, I did the pre-order 24 hours after the thing was announced. It was still available for pre-order. I did it. I did exactly as they said, following their guideline. There are usually 3 batches per pre-order. Always try to hit pre-order in first hour for best shot at first batch. See, I would love to do that. I would 100% like to do that. But here's a funny thing. Despite me being a collector, I'm not a hardcore collector that I'm willing to go hungry for my collection. I'm not gonna like go out of my way and drop boku fucking dollars on something. Like, the convention was an obvious exception. That one was an obvious exception, and the same goes for a purchase that I made with Toy Arena for that Hazel Custom. Those were purely impulse driven, but only after I had calculated that I would be fine financially speaking. That and Shnun also helped with the perfect grade. The point is, if I'm given the choice between having a Gundam and being able to eat, you know, survival instincts and self-preservation win. I have seen so many people actively choose to go hungry for a pre-order, than anything else, and I'm like, you're insane. Like, I want to sit here and believe you're just passionate about something that you like, but you are legitimately insane. The joys of pre-orders gone wrong. Exactly, Nicole. Exactly. Hey, vey. So yeah, when it comes to when it comes to that, it's just a lot of crap. I will someday get lucky with a pre-order, but that'll be on a day when I become like some big famous YouTuber with a bunch of sponsorships. Like, don't get me wrong, I have sponsorships. I could use them, but the only reason I don't is because I'm not going to subject you guys to another, several weeks of Raid Shadow Legends on my Twitch streams. Like, I'd love it, but I'm not going to ask you guys to, you know, download it, play it, delete your account, re-download it, and play it just so that you can feed me what is essentially free money. Because I'm asking too much from you guys at that point. That's like abusive at that point. Like, it's not that I don't have any doubt that you'd be willing to do it. It's more so I don't want to put that kind of strain on people just to, like, fuel the potential of living a dream. I want to be able to, like, stream and have a good time with a clear conscience. You know what I mean? I want a clean conscience when I'm doing these streams. I don't want to think about how many times I've begged people to download an app game. And even then, there are better app games out there. Like, I actually do legitimately have fun with Raid Shadow Legends. I play it every now and again when I'm bored, but I'm not gonna, like, force my love of a game onto other people. Plus, there are other games out there, too, that are doing similar things to Raid Shadow Legends, and who knows, that might actually be fun to play as well. I've thought about, like, Arknights. I've thought about that new game, Dislight, if for nothing else, because that Anubis finally dressed and drinking tea on a rooftop to the beat of some music, yeah, that one's got me acting up. I'm a degenerate. I ain't afraid to admit it. Come on now. I see where this is supposed to slide. So don't... Ooh, you're going to do that. You're actually going to do that to me. Aha! Okay, I figured it out. I figured it out now. I think I figured it out. God, that's awful to look at. I think I know why. I just have to, like, push. There we go. That's better. Dang, I kind of like this head a little bit more than Barbie's head. But I don't want to use just a freedom and then paint it. If you got a sponsorship at 162 follows, you run that shiz. Bob, look, Bob, my boy, my man, my dude, I'd 100% agree with you, but I don't want to run Raid Shadow Legends just to, like, do it. Like, I know I personally manifested that. Like, Bob, you weren't here for those streams. At least, I don't think you were. I don't recall seeing your name through that nonsense. But to give you a sense of perspective, to give you a sense of pain, I manifested that. I spent, like, the better part of, like, half a year joking, just, memeing hardcore at the idea that, hey, you know what would be funny? If Raid Shadow Legends sponsored me somehow. That would be hilarious. God tier even. I would meme so hard. I would just manifest it and just randomly say out of nowhere the stream was brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends, thinking it was just going to be a joke. It was just going to be a meme. And then suddenly, I look in my emails and it's like, hold on, I'm missing a piece here. I actually lost it. and now I'm mad. I suddenly look in my emails, and sure enough, sitting in my emails, there is a sponsorship, an offer from Raid Shadow Legends. And I'm like, huh. So you mean to tell me that by the power of memes, I've manifested it? I didn't know how to feel. I really didn't. Like, how do you even respond? Uh-oh. Well, I think that piece is lost to the void. So that is unfortunate. How did I lose that piece? It was literally on the table. It was literally here. Like, I know the piece was small, but goddamn. And I know I'm not going to be using the head, but again, goddamn. How? Fucking how? Will solve your money for kits issues. Yes, but also no. Because while I love the idea that a sponsorship can potentially help, there's just one teensy weensy eensy beaty little problem. That is numbers. I have 162 followers, but if you pay attention to my view count, if you pay attention to the number of people who actually attend these streams, who actually watch my streams, who actually interact with my streams, you will note that I have, in regards to my follower count, a lower count of views. I have 162 followers, but I don't push past more than maybe on a very good day 15 viewers, average. I've remained affiliate purely this long because even though my follower count grows, the viewer count does not grow. I found it and I feel dumb. It was right there hiding by the stickers. I am a fool. So that's basically what that boils down to. So a fine example would be that I got another sponsorship, actually, an offer for a company that offers healthy food as an alternative. On the surface, I was like, hell yeah, that sounds awesome. I can get behind this. I would probably even use this product. Downside, I know that not a single person in my audience has the disposable income to subscribe to a service that provides you freshly, or at least the ingredients for meals that would provide health benefits. As great as it would be, I'm not going to subject an audience to subscribe to something, even if it did mean a lot of dollars. That's why we got BigFollow.com. They got your back. Ugh. BigFollow.com. I can't do that. That sounds awful, horrendous, gross. But the point is, I'm not going to subject people to, go into a subscription-based service or download a product that, as much as it would help me, I'm not going to ask them to do it. Because I know that nobody has a disposable income. I know that nobody has the ability to do it. That's just stupid on my part to think that I can get that to happen. I'm keeping my eyes open for other sponsorship opportunities because I still want to hop on those sponsorships. But I'm also thinking more realistically. Because, again, as much as it would be great to live off of Twitch, to be able to get the money to fund my hobby, the best that I can do is just have a donation link that pops up every now and again. Just so that I can be like, hey, if you guys feel that I'm doing all right, drop me a tip, maybe drop a little bit of cash, and maybe leave a comment telling me what you'd like to see me build next, that kind of thing. My backlog is dwindling. I now have Beelzemon, a high-grade gun tank, which will complete the white base team that I'm currently building up on my shelf right now. And I have... I got 2 master grades, Beelzemon, and the gun tank. Outside of those guys, the perfect grade below my legs. If you factor in my building speed, which is horrendously slow, by the way, if you factor in my build speed, if you factor in everything that I do on stream, then you will note that honestly, I have enough content for maybe half a year, give or take. And that's if I do purely model kit streams. Sometimes I want to break away and just play a video game because, sometimes it's just fun to turn your brain off after a long day and be like, you know what? I feel like smiting the wicked in Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Or maybe I just want to play some Warframe and go be a ninja in fucking outer space or something like that. There's a lot that I want to do, but I also have to keep in mind, well, target audience. Which I have none, because I'm all over the place. I got a weekly fruit box till they went out of business during COVID. Operation V. Hell yeah, Operation V. What's up, everybody? Hey, Luke, how's it going? And, oh, you got a weekly... Okay, no, I know about those, the fruit boxes. Like, I'll be 100% real. If there's one product that I would love to see a sponsorship slide in my direction, and I think a good number of folks in my audience would probably drop a subscription for, at least for a few months, would be Boxu and Sakura Co. Those two are just, boxes delivered to you filled with either artisan snacks or like, Japanese candies and snacks. And I look at those because Jobby the Hong, bless that man, Jobby the Hong does sponsorships with them, and they actually look fun. They actually look worth it. If there was ever something that I would probably look at and be like, hey, guys, you want to try something cool, it would probably be Boxu or Sakura Co. Purely because, well, as the aforementioned thing, it comes with a bunch of Japanese candies, traditional and authentic Japanese snacks made by artisans, and then there's also the simple fact that as I look at them, they also come with some nice little silverware, so you can get a neat little rice bowl or ramen cup or even some chopsticks that aren't gonna like be thrown away as soon as you're finished with them. Those at least look cool. I'd be 100% down for that if they sent me a sponsorship in my direction. But realistically speaking, I know they're not. Again, it's the dream versus the reality. Could I manifest it just like I manifested Raid Shadow Legends? Yeah, probably. In fact, that's probably something I may have to consider. Maybe I should just meme about it as hard as I can until I become like Russian Badger and just manifest a whole ass sponsorship to the point where like my money is just paid because I just keep saying swouse. Like, I envy that man. Can you imagine being a hardcore shit poster on the goddamn internet and your entire existence is predicated on you just saying random dumb shit and then you get paid? Because YouTube certainly ain't gonna pay it. Holy crap. Those are actually products. See, now I'm thinking about products that I would buy 100%. Like, I've already played Raid Shadow Legends and had fun with it unironically, and that's part of the reason why I accepted their first sponsorship. But the other stuff, I'd be 100% down. I would open a Boxu right here on stream and try those snacks. I'd probably even make it a challenge and be like, you want to see me drink fucking spicy-ass Mountain Dew with spicy corn chips on top of it? Actually, no, don't ask that of me. I feel like I would probably want to commit Sudoku the next day. That would be pain. Unusual amounts of pain. I mean, I'm subscribed to Factor. Wait, Factor? I think that's the company that was offering me the sponsorship before it expired. Damn. Not bad, how are you? I'd love to try Boxu or Sakura Co. They look really good. I would mind being sponsored by Loot Crate. See, I'm kind of on the fence with Loot Crate. Like, at least with Boxu and Sakura Co., you know what you're paying for. You pay the $20+ and you're going to get yourself some snacks, some candy, soda pop that might be a bit different from what you're used to. I mean, there's apparently a popcorn and caramel soda pop. And Jobby drank that shit on stream, or not on stream, during a review, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I would probably try that. But I also know reasonably that not everyone can afford such a thing. And I know reasonably I'm not going to get sponsored by such a thing either. One day, maybe. One day. But for now, all I can do is just manifest the dream, have a good time building my model kits, and be happy. Someday. Either that or maybe hope and pray that I run into a sugar mommy. Which, actually, in hindsight, Schnun is technically my sugar mommy. She just happens to be next door to me in the bedroom. She's also got a little project in the background that I'm, for obvious reasons, not allowed to talk about, but I will say I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it a lot, if for nothing else because I know that it'll be something fun and a little bit more direct, and we'll have more of, like, yeah, it's going to be fun. But for the Loot Crate thing, I'm a little on the fence about because the last time I looked at a Loot Crate, like, you only... Loot Crate specifically is like gambling to me. You're going to dunk a shit ton of money into Loot Crate. They're going to send you stuff, and it's usually either a shirt that you hope and pray is your size, and a collection of, like, stickers or cards for a game that is probably no longer even made. Like, there's not a whole lot that you can actually get out of a Loot Crate. And I remember for the longest time, there was a Gundam-based Loot Crate. And I would have been 100% down on that, except for the fact that, well, it was non-sustainable. Because, be real with me, if you get yourself a Loot Crate for Gundam, how often are you going to get, like, either A, a kit that interests you, or B, anything that isn't just, you know, cheap stickers and a card somewhere. Like, I think the one that probably disillusioned me to Loot Crate the most was probably when I was watching Danger Dolan way back in the day. Back when he still had Planet Dolan still active. Like, I don't know if he's still got any projects going on for Planet Dolan anymore, since they've kind of just went silent for the longest time. But, goddamn, he tore into Loot Crate super hard. And I don't blame him for it. Like, if you're going to dunk $30 and then you get a box sent to you with just some very cheap stickers and, you know, not so pleasant looking items, I would be pissed too. It's like, you know, you're dunking $30 into it. You could have at least put something in there that actually looks like it's worth $30 or something. I don't know. I could go on a tangent for quite a while about that because I'm not of the opinion of enjoying a loot box with randomized crap. That's why if I was to go for any type of box, it would probably be the aforementioned Boxu or Sakurako, because at least I know that if I dunk $30 into Sakurako or Boxu, I at least know that I'm going to get my hands on some snacks. I paid for snacks, therefore I'm getting snacks. I didn't go in there thinking that, oh, I sure hope I get this or I sure hope I get that. No, I go in there because I'm paying for the snack that I want to buy. I sound so bitter right now talking about it, like I've actually been directly affected. In reality, I have not. I have not experienced these boxes. I'm only telling stories of vicarious experiences given to me by friends of mine who were jaded by the experience of purchasing a loot box. Plus, snacks are yummy. You can't go wrong with that. See, Emma gets it. Emma gets it. Snacks are yummy. Plus, I like the idea of, like, opening up a Boxu and getting my hands on, like, some Japanese Kit Kat. Because apparently we don't have that particular Kit Kat here in the States. What the fuck, United States? We're supposed to be a melting pot. Import that shit now. Anyway. See, I told you I could go on a tangent. And I still need to, like, make some changes to my channel, which actually brings me to that idea that I was telling you guys about. So, I am going to be trying to finally actually move forward with the channel changes. Like, I know Dino and Devil was going to be one of them, but honestly, that was me jumping the gun without really a whole lot of thought. I'm probably just going to keep to the name Sparky Raptor here on Twitch, maybe clean up the name a little bit since, you know, I got to wait for that renaming process to occur. But I am going to start moving forward with kind of this weird multiple personality, like we're going to have characters on the stream type of thing. So, for example, I'm going to have Varu, and he's going to be, or rather they, I gotta get my own pronouns correct. See, I'm struggling with the pronouns of a character that I created out of goddamn 30-minute mission parts. But, I'm going to start moving forward with Varu. I'm going to start moving forward with the Raptor. I'm just going to get some PNGs and using Verico in streams once I have some PNGs of that one, because I've realized that as lovely as it is to have a VTuber model, for the work that I'm trying to do, a PNG setup is probably way easier and should have been my first go-to. Varu will start doing a lot of like the we'll start handling a lot of like these Gundam building streams with the idea that I myself am playing as an engineer, hence big meaty hands working with these parts, and he's judging me consistently. So it's going to be kind of a schizophrenic gag where I am silent technically, and Varu is 100% judging me on every little thing that I do. That's going to be the gimmick. That's what I'm hoping to accomplish, but again, it's all we'll see, because I still need to sit down and take those photos, which I am currently working on. Verico will eventually start making appearances again, because I do have a decent collection of story-based games that I would like for him to play, plus we need to finish Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. We do. And all of that will move forward, hopefully fairly soon. We shall see. Right now, everything is kind of dependent on whether or not... everything is kind of dependent on whether or not things will go well here in the next... I want to say week and a half. I don't want to, like, on purpose make a time frame without having something a little bit more concrete, obviously. Varu judges your whole life. That's the whole point. Like, you got to remember, Varu, once I finish, like, doing a couple of quick modifications to him, which I don't think there's much to modify, all I've done is add ears and give him a weird butt pack that makes him look like a jacked up space rabbit. Although I have considered changing the head sculpt again, because I feel like the head is just so dang small. And I'll show you what the new head sculpt that I have planned for will be, and then I can kind of let you guys decide which head would look better on the body. You know, A or B, obviously, once I sit down and work that part out. But, yeah. I have a few things running in the background that I'm currently working on to make it all, like, come to life. I don't have a set release date because I'm not going to, like, try to push myself to adhere to a schedule that I know I'm going to struggle with. I've seen what happens when my friends try to put themselves on a schedule, and it turns out that not having a release date and just simply working on the product yields far greater results. Yeah, it's kind of hard to argue with it. Big example, Shnun. She does not have a due date for any of the shit that she's been doing. But can I tell you right now with certainty that she has good quality shit? Yes. Yes. I can 100% tell you that she has good quality shit coming to you guys. I wish you knew what she was working on in the background, but God. I feel like I'm sucking on her dick right now. I should probably take a break from that. Oh, God. But yeah, that's basically what's going on, at least on that side of things. I am working on Project Varu. I will have Verico make a return. Myself as a person, I'm probably going to have like a version of me where I'm just wearing like carpenter pants and like maybe like an apron with tools, because I already have like a tool set where I already work. So it wouldn't be too far-fetched for a drawing or an illustration of myself just doing work. It's not far-fetched, completely viable. I'm not going to be like unrealistic and be like, I'm a lich or I'm a dragon and shit like that. We leave that to the different characters that exist in my head. Because, once again, this channel, much like the rest of everything that goes on, seems to be a tad schizophrenic. Not in a bad way, though. More so in a bad way if I start forcing myself to have a conversation with them all. But it is something that I have also thought about, where I can integrate, like, channel points into the idea of maybe while I'm working and I have Varu judging me, you guys can just do some channel points donations and switch it to a version of me that's talking to you guys instead of the dinosaur down there. Although the dinosaur is technically supposed to represent me, so I'm not entirely sure what else I can do there. We'll see. It's still, again, a work in progress. It is still, again, everything is on, like, the idea board for now. But, yeah. That's currently what I have in the back burner. No real promises yet. No real, like, deadlines set. It's just me slowly but surely trying to figure out what I'm going to do, because there are just so many channel identities that I can work with, and turning them into a dysfunctional family team of a giant mech who's also communicating with a small engineer dinosaur who for some reason has the soul of a tiefling stuck in their computer. You see how crazy it sounds when I say it out loud. Sounds kind of kooky. Like, maybe I should lay... Wow. Oh. No. Why? 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 There we go. Thought I lost it. I mean, I lost it, but you know what I mean. Point is, I have like a million plans in my head that I want to implement, and I'm not 100% sure how they're going to be executed. I only know that I want to execute them, and I someday will. And when I do, it's going to be at least fun, because that's what I want to do, is have fun on this channel, just kind of messing around with the different personalities, the different voice acting. Hell, I've even thought about just doing voice acting requests, where, like, if you donate $1, I put on a voice for... You know, that's actually kind of a thing. I haven't figured that part out, actually. I saw Max have, like, a point system thing where if people use their chat points, he does, like, a voice or something like that. And I have thought about something similar to that. Lord knows I've done my fair share of voice acting as Silver the Hedgehog, or voice acting as Grounder on request. Not in KN's stream, mind you, although the thought has occurred to me that maybe someday, if someone asks, hey, can you do this or have this character say that, that I probably should just do it. It's just the idea that I could someday also just become a slave to it, I find less and less appealing. For obvious reasons, of course. So I do want to pursue that idea for a bit of fun. Be kooky, my guy. Be you. See, that's what I mean, Max. That's what I mean. Because I just want to have, like, fun. That's what that basically boils down to. I want to sit down, have some fun. Oh. How much longer is this arm than the other one? It's actually quite short and stubby. Like... I kind of want to keep this arm, but it's a little difficult because the connection is weird. But again, this also is slightly easier because once I take this apart and then start putting things back together, you know, it won't even be a problem. All the gray will be gold, minus maybe the piping, and then this won't even be an issue. I've also been told that these arms are weak. Maybe it's because this guy is freshly built, but it seems like it could be because this guy is freshly built, but these arms are ridiculously tight, and so are the joints on the other parts here. The only part that I would say is probably very loose is maybe the ankles. I'm starting to feel them weaken over time, and this torso. Not that part of the torso, the hinge, although it seems like the hinge is actually tightened up over time too. What the fuck? Anyway, I've been told that apparently the IBO frames have always had a little bit of finickiness. Also, hello there, Kalu. I am doing my best to figure out how to say your name. Kalo01 Ixies. I'm going to say Ixies because that's probably going to be the easiest way for me to say it outside of what I would say, which is just XYZ. But Ixies just sounds better, plus it's from Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's what I'm assuming you're getting your name from. Could be 100% wrong, and I have been. Lord knows I have been. Kalu. You can call me Kalu. Okay. Sup, dude. Sup, Kalu. Welcome to the stream. We are nice and chill here. We just finished raging on about sponsorships, about Big Bad Toy Store, and apparently their unusual business practices. See, that's the thing. Like, I don't have a problem with Big Bad Toy Store when I can get the items. I have a problem with Big Bad Toy Store when I'm pre-ordering items. Trust me, if I had the ability to, I'd be 100% on top of all the pre-orders from Gundam, but I swear they're all in the same goddamn boat that refuses to unload from the coast of California. Like, I don't know if, you know, maybe I should just become a pirate who just steals Gundam. That's what I'm starting to think now. I'm beginning to legitimately think that the best way that I can get around all of this bullshit is to just become a pirate. Live my life as the good thing that I know is right, and that is a pirate. Oh, do you steal money? No. Do you steal gold? Nope. What do you steal? I steal Gunpla. That's it? You steal plastic model kits? Yep. What do you do with them? Well, I keep the ones that I want, right? And then I sell the rest at actual, like, Japanese MSRP. But that's significantly cheaper than if you bought it from a regular American store. I know, right? That would be the Legend of the Seven Seas. At least in my head. I kind of want to see if this fits, because the ball joint looks to be about the same size, so... Oh! We've hit our first snag. I may have to customize that part. This piece is not going to fit in here, which is a shame, because I really wanted that open hand. Either I'm going to have to modify this hand, or I'm going to have to paint the shit out of this thing. Which is probably the easier option in hindsight, is just to paint that. Same kind of gold plating, I can do that. Same gold that I was going to do for the inner frame anyway, I could do that. At least we made that discovery. And I guess once it's painted, this will be thicker, and this will be thicker. So that'll be a lot easier to hold. I will make a note of that. I will definitely make a note of that. That's French. Pseudo. That's... Oh, pseudo-French. Oh, okay. And hi, Phantom. It's good to see you, too. I have the same Gunpla. Sorry if my English is very bad. I'm French, and I like model kits. Oh, that's really cool. That's cool to hear. And there's Guillemon in the chat. How's it going? I may be a pirate, but I'm not a monster. You know, I've started to realize that phrase has become hilarious to listen to now. I may be a murderer, but I'm not a monster. It's like, what in the fuck? Quirked up Gundam pirates in 2022 be like, listen, my man, I have to be goated with the swouse if I'm going to be, you know, quirked up. Yeah, I know I'm stealing more shit from fucking Russian Badger, but you know what? That man is like the thing that I believe that every person should strive to be. He lives his life free. He doesn't give a fuck. The like bar being, the dislikes being disabled has made him a god on YouTube. And on top of that, he's the only man I know who created a fucking meme drink. Like, not a, oh yeah, it's a sponsorship, I should treat this respectfully drink. A meme drink. Guacamole Gamer Fart 9000. Bless this man. I just thought about that. Hold on. No, I shouldn't do this, but I kind of want to see. Ah! So, it's compatible the other way around, but this ball joint is significantly thicker, and I shouldn't force that if I can help it. Plus, the gold does actually make this look good, so I kind of wonder... How does this fit? Yikes. Okay, so the good news is it would look good, but this piece of armor on the arm would have to go. So let's see what happens when I take that off, and I have a problem here. That looks good, and it makes it look like the shoulders aren't overly flared out, but my problem is that the arm is really short. It doesn't look natural on this kit. So, see, this is where the arm goes. It goes about mid-thigh, about normal, but this arm goes to about the knee. Significantly longer and kind of monstrous, which is kind of what we're going for. We want a heroic-looking figure that is also got, like, some elements of, like, a weird monster attached to it, which is par for the course for Venti and Genshin. So... this is concerning. I'm definitely have to consider that ball joint thing, but I also like the idea of the Barbatos head on the Strike Freedom body, because it just looked good. Like, it looked really good by comparison. Plus, as much of a hero as this head looks, I love the way that these horns stick out. Plus, it has these ears on the back, which works technically within lore because Venti was referred to as the elf in his life before he became Barbatos and before he became known as Venti. He was referred to as the elf. So, I definitely want to use this head because it definitely works. It's just going to be difficult because the arms are going to be a bit weird. I may have to make some kind of modifications here to make it work, but the biggest that I know I have to make is that this needs to be painted gold. So we're going to keep that in mind moving forward there. Let's see what I missed there. And by the way, I have a feeling, yeah, your English isn't bad. It's fine. I'm subscribed to your channel. What is your most expensive model kits that you buy? The most expensive model kit that I've bought so far? Also, you didn't subscribe, you followed. But I still appreciate the follow. I don't, like, ask people to subscribe. But my most expensive model kit that I've bought is this fellow right here. Perfect Grade, Unleashed, RX-78-2 Gundam. I have not built him yet. I'm more intimidated by the sheer number of pages. This is a Game Informer magazine, and it's beautiful, and it has that lovely, fresh printed smell that only comes from a model kit that's been kept in a warehouse for God knows how long. Can you tell that I'm obsessed? The kit is currently sitting under my desk. I just wanted to work on something a little bit easier. You know, I just wanted to work on something a little bit easier, which is why I'm doing this right now. Believe me, if it were up to me, I'd probably be all over the Perfect Grade at this moment, at this time. But I wanted to work on Project Archon, which is my little kit bash project here, where I was going to kit bash the Barbatos Lupus with the Strike Freedom, purely because technically the Strike Freedom, referred to as Venti in one of the screenshots, is Venti. Barbatos is Venti. Therefore, both of these kits are one and the same. So I'm trying to just kit bash them and make it work. That sounds like a horrible justification, but this is what I get for mixing Genshin with Gundam. Oh, that's I'm French Magnifique, and I subscribe to your YouTube channel. Oh, I didn't know that you subscribed there. Oh, shoot. Well, now I feel weird about that. A little bit weird because my YouTube channel is fucking dead, man. I haven't posted anything on there in a long time, and I've honestly thought about posting speed builds of these. The only problem is that this camera ain't the best. I could make that change to where it'll be better, but I ain't gonna, like, do that now. Plus, it takes a special skill to be able to sit down with a camera zoomed in of you cutting things and doing that, plus making the jump cuts. Let me rephrase. That's not skilled, it's patience. I don't have the patience. Sorry, I'm French. We say beautiful, magnifique. No, that's fine. I got you. And you don't have to apologize for being French. I know there's an internet joke going on about, like, the French, but I ain't about that life. So, don't worry. You're safe here. I'm not going to make fun of you. No one here is going to make fun of you. Although I will apologize in advance because I have done a horrible fake French accent where I was told to do it for a Sonic comic dub, where I was voicing Antoine, of all characters, which that was fun, actually, in hindsight. I did a more subtle French accent. I say subtle, but I guess anything that isn't that weird French accent from the old cartoons. I guess anything that isn't that is subtle by comparison. But yeah, for some reason I was the character for Antoine was written in a similar way to, like, Obi-Wan freaking Kenobi, but I remember having fun with that. It was a lot of fun. I felt like I pushed a couple of buttons here and there during that production, but that was fun still. Those were, like, old days. I'm actually, like, going way back into, like, Sonic stuff now. When I voiced Silver, I voiced Antoine. I would be called in for random voices. And at one point, for reasons I don't fully understand, even though I was the only one outside of, like, two of my friends that could do a half-decent Western accent, I wasn't called upon to voice a Western-sounding character, and they gave the role to somebody who barely sounded 20 years old. I'm still not entirely sure what happened there. What in the hell? Well, there goes that part. Oh, wait. Where the fuck did it go? Oh, no. Not in the box. No. No. Come back. Ah, not again. I really gotta stop this. No. Well, I'm going to the void, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back. Yep. Where are you? Whew. Well, I really got to get a net for that. Just lay a big old net under my desk that's connected to my shirt or something, so that way it could just catch anything that falls down. It would be a little bit awkward in hindsight, but at the very least, nothing would get lost. There we go. Goodness me. If you want, I give you some French word. Well, I'm welcome to learning a new language. I only know, like, a little bit of French, and that's, like, the basics. I'm talking about high school level, early French. Like, bonjour, you know, oh, God. Ça va? What else? Merci beaucoup. I only know, like, a few common phrases. I don't, like... Sadly, my French is super, super limited to, like, a couple of words and phrases here and there. I'm not well-versed in the language. I used to be for a while, but I just kind of lost track of the language as I grew up. Much like how I lost track of Spanish, which is technically supposed to be my native tongue, but alas, teachers being a-holes and messing with me God, those were the days that I would like to never, ever revisit. Like, I don't know why they disliked Spanish-speaking kids, but they had a bone to pick. A real big one. I just realized just how much parts this thing has. Again, I may not be using it all, but I still want to put it together so that I have, like, a firm foundation and an idea of, like, what I'm going to be bashing here. Whoop, there we go. I think Schnun is awake now. I'm gonna do my best not to bother her so that I may not awaken the beast that lingers within her soul. Plus, I choose life, if you haven't noticed. And life is great, you know what I mean? Life is fantastic, which is why I don't poke the fucking bear. Don't ever poke the bear, by the way. The bear is not to be poked. I will look at chat in a hot second. I just want to make sure that I have all the pieces that I'm looking for, because clearly I didn't pay attention to the instructions and I just started cutting parts out very willy-nilly. Don't ever do that, by the way. Pay close attention to instructions. If you don't, you are screwed. Like, I know I don't have to say that because Pixel in the chat has built that cute shark anime girl, which, by the way, I'm glad that you finished her. My God, she looks awesome. Very well put together, and I imagine is very poseable. I can imagine. I would hope. I would pray. Hoomst? Okay, I'm gonna have to look in the chat now because, give me 1 second. 1 second. I promise I'm not gonna ignore the chat for long. I just wanted to, like, get this part done, and then I can grab a drink while I'm at it, because Christ. I make this horrible mistake every time where I just speak for hours without taking a drink and hardly breathing on top of that. I don't know why I do that to myself. All right. I'll look at the chat now. Let's see what we got. Okay. Let's see. I have been given cookies and other treats. Oh, that's nice to hear, Emma. I like jokes of French. Sometimes it's weird. We accept all nationalities here. Very true. If you want, I can give you some French words. Hey, I'm up for it. Uh-oh. You good, Vince? I was all right. Oh, classic. Hola. Yo soy Dora. Hola, yo soy Dora? That's not French. I'm pretty sure that's Spanish. Let's see. Je dois te... ¿Quién? ¿Quién? I'm trying to remember the pronunciation here, because if I remember correctly, there is no proper, like, CH sound. It's not ch. Is it sh? I think it's sh. So is it, Je dois te shin? Te shan? Te shin? I'm kind of at a loss now. I'm probably completely mispronouncing that. Also, Max, thank you for the gifted sub there. Sorry for being quiet, was on focus mode. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, Kels. You gotta be focused. You gotta be focused. It's about drive. It's about power. We stay hungry. We devour. But yeah. Whoa, yep, Maxie is a sweet dude. Shame. So, CH is like the she. Ah, okay. Okay, so I did do it right. So it is j'adore ta chaîne. J'adore ta chaîne. So I like your channel. You know what? I like that. That makes sense. J'adore, to adore ta chaîne. I'll remember that. Hell yeah, that sounds cool. I feel like I'm being retaught the language again, which is cool. Again, I appreciate when I can learn another language. It's just time is not on my side, sadly, in that regard. Due to my work schedule and the things I gotta put up with at work. But someday I would like to be able to relearn a language or two, or maybe even learn properly learn, that is, a language that I should know, but I don't, unfortunately. But I should. Why should I know that language? An excellent question. I don't think I can answer that for myself. Oh, man. This guy cuts quite the heroic figure, my goodness. Oh, that's on A2? I'm on A1. No wonder I can't find it. There we go. Put that down. Put that over here. Ah, those are the arm pieces I was looking for. Okay. I really should get that drink, probably. Oh, man. That's actually a point. Learn a little bit of French, do a little bit of Spanish, and I believe if I mix the two, that's how I get, like, Portuguese, because I believe Portuguese, or Brazilian, is kind of like a mix of Spanish and French. I believe, if I recall. I'm also trying to do everything entirely off of memory, so I have been known to be wrong in the past, so if I am, do not hesitate to correct me, because corrections are important in the game of life. Alright, let's slide this over here. Alright, we're starting to come together fairly nicely. That's actually kind of a point. How does this look with the Barbatos? Because I don't want... If I'm going to be honest, that looks great, actually. It's just such an oddity because it's such short arms. I'm used to... Here's what I mean. Whoops. I may have pushed a little bit hard there. If ever there was a piece that needs to be glued, it's going to be that piece right in the chest. Like, this doesn't look bad. We're going to connect this one here and borrow you because you're already out. So, for comparison, the arm, or the shoulder pad, would be a little bit higher, and the arm itself would be extended from the body slightly, which isn't a big deal. I'm sure I can find a way to fix that, and I'm pretty sure there is a way that I can fix that without compromising too much. And the arm is significantly longer as well, like, by a little bit. Okay, not by, like, a little bit. It's actually quite a lot when you start to compare the lengths, but, like, I like this look, though. I like the body with the head. It gives it, like, a weird, darker look, which is perfect for such a sort of monstrous-looking mobile suit. But the shoulder pads and the arm is just too small for my liking. It's definitely better if it was just the freedom. The only thing that I will say that this arm has on this arm, as you can see, a perfect bend at the elbow that gets you all the way to the shoulder, whereas this does not get all the way to the shoulder, but because it is bigger, it also is more imposing. So I'm at a loss as to how I'm going to do this. I'm probably going to have to, like, experiment. One of the things I'm probably going to have to do is probably cut down this peg and put the ball joint back in place with, like, liquid cement and super glue, and then put it on so that way it's not too far from the body, but then you still have these haunched shoulders that stick up way too goddamn much. That is, like, my main issue is just this shoulder, which I can get away with if I move it like that, but then you have this obvious separation that could again be fixed later. So it looks like I'm going to have to do a lot. I'm going to have to do a lot to edit this little fellow, but we will get to that when we get to that. For now, I definitely know, after comparing and looking at it, Barbatos' head is definitely going to look good on the Strike Freedom body. It looks great. It looks full. It's not quite as gaunt. It still cuts a heroic figure, but it's not overtly monstrous. So I like that. I like that change. You don't have a Discord server. Well, I mean, I do have a Discord server. I do. But it's mostly with my friends over at Ovas because the channel that we're on Ovas, that's where we do like a lot of our comic dubs and stuff. That's actually going to be a point. I'm actually looking at the structure of the legs. I kind of want to see how that's going to look before I do anything else because I don't want to just change the body and then leave everything else gone. This could work if I add a ball joint, but it looks so awkward here. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to build the waist unit before I do anything else and go from there, but it looks like we got to work on the legs first. Actually, I'm looking at the time and I'm running out of time, so if I'm going to build this, I got to build it fast, I got to build it quick, because I go to work in about an hour and a half, which means I got to, like, prep lunch, I got to, like, make sure that I have everything set and good to go for work, so I'm going to try my best to speed run at least one leg. If not the leg, I'm going to skip to... Actually, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to skip the legs. And the reason we're going to skip the legs is because I want to see about that waist unit that I've been talking about. Because I want to see if it's possible. I want to see if I can use the leg or the waist unit and just replace that whole waist unit there. Okay. E1. So we go to E1. 25. We gotta cut this out. Let's make it fast. Come on, come on. Okay. 23 and 24. Come on now, come on now. Oh, what time is it in your country? It's actually going to be 1 o'clock in my country in the afternoon. What it is that I have night shift today. So today I'm streaming in the middle of the day as opposed to streaming in the afternoon and evening hours. If I was streaming in the afternoon and evening hours, I'd be a much happier man because 1, more engagement, and 2, also, big one, is that I get to have more time to myself instead of having to fight tooth and nail for a time slot. Because right now when I go to work today, I'm going to be tired. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to go to work. If I had the choice, I would be here either streaming or working on like a YouTube video or something like that, where I would be learning from Schnun and stuff. But, alas, God had other plans. Okay. Come on now. Where was that other piece? Oh, was it on the other runner? Yes, it is. Okay. Like, normally I would stream as close to when I want to leave as possible. So I stream, like, anywhere between, like, 2.5 to 3 hours. But today is technically my Friday. So I want to take advantage of that. Plus, and this is a big plus at least for me, I also don't want to, like, struggle tomorrow because tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow is Friday. Today is my Friday, but tomorrow is actually Friday. Tomorrow's Friday, and I actually have to come into work tomorrow to take a class, which means I get to come home either early next week on Sunday, or I get to go into work late. I'm going to see if I can't do, like, leave work early, because I really, really, really don't want to, like, stay at work longer than I have to. Plus, it would allow me to get home faster, which would mean that I would be able to, come home and stream Dungeons and Dragons with the squad over at Ovas. So that's what I also think about. It's kind of what runs through my head. And I really don't want to, like, delay another Dungeons and Dragons game. I'm tired of delaying that thing. I just want us to finish the ball, have a good time, and get on with the rest of the adventure, which is probably going to either A, take us to another party, as in, like, an actual, like, party or something else along those lines. I'm still kind of on the fence about what I'm going to do to my group in regards to the adventure proper. I hope I'm looking at this correctly, because if not, okay, no, I'm not. It's up here, and it is like so. Wait, a high grade with a butt flap? What? Heresy. If you'll excuse me for a minute, I want to see how that looks. Keep that there. I am making a mess, and I don't even care. Come on, come on. We gotta finish clipping this. I'll worry about the red pieces in a second. I just want to see how that cuts. How that looks. Are you gonna fit? Because I was gonna use just the Freedoms pieces, but if I can... Okay. I wasn't expecting it to look decent, and yet I am pleasantly surprised. And it cuts a very interesting figure. Let's see. I want to see what happens when I do that. Okay. That is starting to look really nice. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Like, what the hell? What the hell? Sorry, front skirts. Oh, what time is it in your country? In France, the time is 6 p.m. That's pretty cool. Ooh, planning. I like it too. See? Okay, so we're cutting something good here. Let me put that up to there so people can see the body. We are currently... The focus. The camera is not focusing. It's so hard to get it to focus. God, I'm looking at the camera and it's awful. But trust me, it actually does look a lot better than what I was personally expecting, and I kind of am curious. Oh, okay, this is actually going to look even better than I thought. Because I was going to start taking pieces from here, but I want to see if they work first. So I'm just going to slide this out and slide that. Come on. The music has stopped, which tells me that I'm going over time. Not good. But I want to see how that cuts in terms of appearance. Very monstrous. Damn, these feet are kind of ridiculous, actually. I'm not even gonna lie. That's, It cuts less like a hero and looks more like a fucking monster. The legs are kind of the part that's making it the weakest here. And on top of that, I can feel a looseness here in this particular leg that I'm not a fan of. But looking at it, it's not too bad. It's just that the legs come together too much up here, and it looks very awkward. Plus, the side profile is rough. So I like the way the side skirts look, but I'm also running into some interference with the main body in relation to the leg. These legs were meant for the frame of the original Barbatos. This is not the frame that these legs were designed for. So after consideration, despite the lovely, Mr. Universe body proportions of tiny waist and these big hulking, like, arms, I'm probably going to have to make a change to some of this in order to make it work. On top of that, this just looks awkward as fuck with the legs. So, unfortunately, these legs are not going to make the cut. I might steal the feet, maybe. We'll see. But the legs definitely aren't going to make the cut on how this is going to look. Love the rest, though. I love the rest. Which Gundam is this? It's actually a custom. It's a hybrid of the Gundam Barbatos Lupus and the Strike Freedom Gundam. I'm currently just kit bashing to see what works and what doesn't. I'm going to finish this waist unit, by the way, because right now it looks naked, and I don't know how to feel about that. That actually is kind of haunting. We're going to fix that right now. Give me one solid minute. I think I already cut that piece out, didn't I? I sure did, which means I have lost that piece. Hopefully it didn't go into the void, because if it went into the void, I will cry. I will cope, seethe, and mauled. Oh dear. And I'm going overtime on my stream limit, because I should be getting ready for work. Ah, here we are. Let me put this on. I think. Oh, it goes on the other way. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. And now I'm missing something from letter B, which is B126. Oh, we were short from saying Bumblebee. Where is B127? That kind of thing. 126 puts me right here. That's actually a point. If B127 was Bumblebee, is B126 Waspinator? Or Wasp, whichever you want to look at from like the Transformers animated cartoon, where they mixed a lot of like lore there. They actually made their own lore. It was kind of cool too. I ain't gonna lie. There we go. This is starting to look really good. What are your thoughts though, chat? Should I like bring the shoulders in somehow, or is this kind of okay? Because that's going to be something that I have to consider when I'm molding around with this and making some cuts. I have a Strike Freedom. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know you can mix and match the parts. Yeah, Gundam is freedom, my dude. You can mix and match anything. But yeah, unfortunately, this is where I'm going to have to cut this stream short. So it looks like Project Archon is still on the move, and we have determined at the very least that despite my desire to want to use the Barbatos Lupus legs, the legs do not work, not for this particular figure. The arms work, and if I eke out a pose correctly, I can actually still make them work without editing it much. But as you can plainly see, the arms stick out a considerable amount, and it looks less like a Heroic Gundam and more like the Age 1 Titus customization. So I think from here we're going to have to call this a stream. I will work on this mess another time. Depending on how it goes, it might be tomorrow. Although we do seem to be in the works for some plans tomorrow in regards to what we're going to do Friday. For example, we have, of course, Shnun is going to be streaming. We have Fun Fridays with KN and the squad. We have, I'm probably going to stream somewhere in the afternoon early, so that way I can just, stream and have a good time. And depending on if we're all still alive after Fun Friday and after Shnun's stream, we may or may not have a late night sort of watch party. Maybe we'll watch Pokemon or something like that. We're on the fence about like going through like just a Pokemon movie marathon where we watch all the OG Pokemon movies and keep moving forward from there, since we may have found a couple of websites that have questionable legalities in regards to them. But for now, it's just stuff that we're considering. It's in the background. It's in the backlog. In the back rooms, one might say. And for now, this is where I'm going to turn in and get ready for work. So I will talk to you guys later, and hopefully you all have a fantastic day. Bye-bye, adios, and au revoir.